Okay. Right then, so welcome to the Untitled podcast. As ever, I'm joined by the illustrious Welsh miniature board gamer. How are we doing? We're good?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Oh, looking forward to this one.
I bet you are.
We're talking about the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. GW.
Everyone's favourite miniatures manufacturer. You know, off camera, you should hear the lovely things that Crafty says about this company. He absolutely loves them.
There will be bits in this that I do defend.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much as what I object to, but...
I am the voice of reason, so once you've sort of unsubscribed from his channel, come over to my channel.
Voice of reason, my arse, man. Not a chance. You have that get out clause going, well, I don't really buy it.
I don't.
No, it is a love-hate relationship for me, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how we want to split this up. Do we just want to do all the positive, all the negative, or jump around a bit? Because there's some overlap with mine.
Okay. Well, should we give a little bit of like background for GW? You know, to begin with, because there's a lot about GW which I think makes it the company it is today. So,
okay.
So it started out like in 1975. They founded GW. So they were kind of they made wooden board games. That's kind of what started them off. You know, there was three of them. There was Ian Livingstone, Steve Jackson,
Yep,
and another dude who I can never remember his name. But he left quite early, so that might be why I don't remember his name that well. But like they made wooden board games, and apparently this was the third person who I can't remember his name. He was the one who actually made the games, the wooden board games. So he was like the manufacturer of the group.
Yeah.
They also later they started to import D&D. So that's what their big thing got them on their foot on the ladder, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's because they were the UK distributor for D&D. So then the third person left, and they sort of then decided to move away from the wooden board games and more into sort of this import of D&D and role-playing systems, including Call of Cthulhu. I just found out, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that they did that. They did RuneQuest, Traveller, Middle-earth role-playing game. You know, they brought in a load of different role-playing games that they think. So their first shop was set up in 1978. So it took them 3 years to actually get a shop. And yeah, I would say that until it was around sort of 2009, a lot of people kind of liked GW. They didn't have really bad things a lot to say. In 2009, they started doing the cease and desist orders on various internet sites that were doing their own sort of interpretations of Space Marine chapters and was doing their own animations of Space Marines, etc. And GW just clamped down on them really hard. Up until that point, they were happy enough for people to do anything they wanted to, anything to sort of push the GW world on, you know, to advertise it free of charge, if you like, because, you know, some fan person was going to make something about it, and that was free advertising for GW. But then in 2009, they just clamped down really hard, and I think that was the start of a lot of people having problems with GW. They started, you know, really hating on them. Sort of, again, in 2021, they did the same sort of thing where they changed their IP guidelines to a zero tolerance, where people couldn't like release their own versions of the Space Wolves or whatever, or, you know, they were getting very draconian and very authoritarian. Actually, strangely enough, they were turning into their own little 40k world, where they're clamping down on anything that isn't officially approved by the Emperor. You know, it was kind of to the point they tried to trademark Space Marine, the word, and which kind of didn't work, seeing that In 1932, there was the use of Space Marine in Amazing Stories Captain Brink of the Space Marines. So it was a short story that he read in this magazine back in 1932. So how GW could say Space Marine was theirs when it'd already been used, some 4 decades or 5 decades? Yeah, it does seem rather strange how they think. But I think that is what's caused a lot of people to revolt against GW.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of my history of GW and where, I think where people started to see a bit more of a darker side to GW.
Yeah. I've just briefly looked. It was Jonathan Peake was the third member. Yeah. Weirdly, because it's only you there saying that, 2009. 2008 is when 5th edition, because I was always more of a 40k player. 5th edition 40k came out, and that's when I actually fell out of love with the rules as well.
Right.
3rd and 4th edition for me are top notch.
Yeah.
It's basically what the one-page rules guys have done. They've sort of kept it within that sort of area with some of the 5th edition stuff, and that's why I think one-page rules is doing well as well at the moment. But yeah, there's also a shift in the games, and that's when I fell out of love from miniature hobbyist sort of side of it as well.
So at what point were you really, really into GW? Was it your first game?
Technically, yes. So I've mentioned this before. HeroQuest Space Crusade was the first 2 games that I played a lot of as a kid. And obviously there's the Citadel miniature links there in GW. But yeah, so we had a 2nd edition 40k box set with the old static orcs and the cardboard dreadnought that me and my brother just played about with as kids. I say painted. We put colour on the models and took out most of the detail, as you do. But yeah, 3rd edition in particular, 3rd and 4th were the big ones for me, and I absolutely loved. I had a massive Imperial Guard army. Excuse me. All of the factions had a load of fluff and fluff-based rules, which was nice.
Yeah.
So I can only really speak about Guard, but they had this. You could pick the type of regiment you were in, and you had certain orders that could affect how you played on the tabletop, and it was very fluff-based. So to the point that I remember playing tournaments in the shops and the story games. So like the Third War for Armageddon, me and my guys were part of that, and having an Imperial Guard army of back then 1,500 to 2,000 points, and not a single tank. Right. People would just look at me and go, "What? Hang on, you're Imperial Guard?" It's like, no, it's a parachute regiment. We don't have armoured. We had sentinels, and that was it. But you could do that back then with the fluff and everything. And then the rules changed to more of a heavy. It started at 5th, but now I think we're on 10th edition. I've not played it since the start of 5th. So yeah, now it's very tournament heavy, which I get. I understand that's part of it, but then it's just gone down the route of everything else, like Magic the Gathering, things like that. It's just, well, here's a list that wins, off you go. This is how you min-max this. Oh, that's boring. Where's all the story rules? Like Orcs used to have great story rules. They had weapons with random strength because you didn't know what would happen.
Didn't know what was going to come out once you pulled the trigger.
And then they just got rid of it all and went, "No, this is just a generic Orc." There were different clans and stuff, and it was all that little bit of extra flavour where for me anyway, and I could be wrong. I will caveat with everything I say in this episode, I could be wrong. But it felt like the designers up until that point had done, let's just make it weird and fun and set it within that grimdark sort of feel. And then it became almost game design by committee. Let's be very safe, let's have it universal. Which again, it's fine. It's their company. Do what you want. And to be fair to them, they've never said you can't play an older edition. Just not in their shops, and not an official tournament, obviously. And then there's other things with the business practice, which we'll get to in a bit. I've no doubt that I just don't agree with.
So I haven't got quite the in-depth sort of history with GW that you have. I played Space Crusade. That was one of the games I did play. I also played Advanced Hero Quest, which was kind of their game, I suppose. It was a collaboration game, I suppose, because it was through Hasbro, was it? I think.
I believe so. Yeah.
Or Mattel? No, yeah, whoever. It was through someone. So it was kind of a collaboration game, and that's kind of the only way I really had much dealings with the rules side of GW, because I wasn't interested in 40k, and I wasn't interested in army games. I've never really been that interested in, fantasy army games or sci-fi army games. They just don't appeal to me that much. Yeah. To me, it seems strange always that in an art, say, a future army game, you have like 2 tanks at 28 mil, and it's taking up half the freaking board, And I think you have to go really downsize to play sort of army games. You have to go down to the 15 mil, the 6 mil, or the 10 mil, or whatever. I think for it to start making a bit more sense, where you can have actual tank divisions and what have you.
Well, they did have, and I remember playing this, and it was so much fun. It was Epic 40k.
Yeah.
Which was, and that worked because you had the little tiny little bases of men, a tank, and the ranges, like you say, the range of tanks and stuff. It made sense.
Yeah, I think it's I think when you start getting, same with the fantasy, when you start getting like one big model is the majority of your points.
Yeah.
And it takes up like a foot on the table. It's like it feels like it's losing what it is a bit. Even though it's, I don't know. I've never been into Games Workshop rule sets. Never have been, because they always to me felt like kind of like a game of chess or something like that. It's always adversarial, me against you. Always, sort of. How can I twist this game to the way I want to win? And I don't like that. I want to play a story. I've always been that way. I've always liked, story-driven games. Yeah. And GW, I don't know if they've ever really been. Oh, yeah, I suppose they have. I'll take that back. They have. In early days, they were kind of story-ish driven. Yeah. They were very sort of. I felt like they were much more like punk rock and roll back in the day. They were willing to laugh at themselves and have fun. And I think that's long gone now. It's become a business. It's become a corporation, and it left me behind long ago. Back with the other dinosaurs, and like the miniatures. I used to love the miniatures. They did some bad ones, Obviously, some of the metal ones, the faces looked like they were that dude from RoboCop when he stepped out of the vat of acid.
Oh, yeah.
But generally speaking, they had character and they had fun with the miniatures, which I think they've lost as they've gone along the way, because everything has to fit in with their idea of what a certain faction is. Yeah. So you can't have like a weird punk space marine anymore. It just wouldn't fit in, and yet it's a shame, because they used to have some quite fun miniatures.
Yeah, I mean the army level games. As I've got older, I agree with you. I definitely agree more now. It's mainly just storage of it all as well. Like my guard army at its height was. I mean, Valkyries, which are basically these attack gunships, 3 of them that big wingspan, and then it was, I think it was something daft like 300 individual guardsmen in various types, and it's like, that's a couple of big cases, I've got to lug that around, so I want to start playing smaller scale stuff, and that's also part of it. I definitely like the smaller scale games now.
For story as well, it's just it's so much easier, I don't know. You got one of those like KR cases or whatever, and you've got I got like 10 different warbands in that KR case.
Yeah. I've got I can't remember what it's called. It's I think it's called a Fanatic case, and in there I've got my Bolt Action, my Song of Ice and Fire, my 0-200 Hours, my Flames of War, and I've still got 2 trays of space as well. and you're like, boom, and it was 80 quid.
Yeah. It's like, you know, these days it's like you need an armored case in order to carry your GW stuff around with you, because, you know, someone's going to try and mug you. Yeah. Plus they've got so many spindly bits that, you know you're going to break a bunch of them when you're traveling. You know. Yeah,
this is it, and also. It's a strange one. As I say, that's where, for me, the armies that all felt different because of the law was affecting it slightly. Sometimes for the detriment as well, I will say, because then it did need balancing. But everything felt unique and almost asymmetrical in a way. Like even down to the different types of chaos units as well. And then it just became very much like, no, that's them. These are the little boxes that they fit in. And
I think that's the thing, is that you said it there, was games felt like they were asymmetrical rather. You didn't have to have the same as your opponent. You know, you didn't have to. And now it feels very much like every army, from what I can gather, is very similar to the opposition's army, apart from little tweaks and little, you know, things. But basically, you've got all the same, like, you know, you've got so-and-so troop units, you've got so-and-so HQ unit, you got your fast pack unit.
Yep.
Everything has to fit into its box now, and I think it didn't have to be that way. The only reason why it has to be that way is because it's turned into a competitive sport-like game.
Yeah. Because I will say, in a slight defence to GW with this, the rules were very clunky. Like, if you knew your army, fine, but it's very difficult to know any other army you could face. And then, so they've streamlined it in that way, and I get that. But it is, unfortunately, it's just, this is a human version of this alien unit that does the same thing now.
Yeah. I think fans have got it's partly the fans' fault, because they don't want their army being outdone by someone else's army, which is better. And it's like, well, you know, sometimes if you like that army, you have to take that hit. You know, you have to. You know, I'm going to lose more of my games than someone with this super army, but it's the army I want, and, you know, that's the army I want to paint, and that's the army I want to play. You know, and I think people have become much more, I want it to be fair, instead of I want it to be fun.
Which, again, is part of that because of the tournament scene.
Tournament.
And it's got to be in order for that to work. And I completely get that, understand that, and I will never argue against it. But just not for me as well. That's also a big part of this. I've grown out of love of it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it
anymore. And that's a shame, because, like, by the sounds, you were all in, you know, at one point. Yeah,
I mean, excluding some weird little metal miniatures that my uncle would have bought back in the day. My first ever box set of miniatures was Acadian Shock Troopers, the metal second edition or third edition.
And the ones with the big arms.
Yeah, basically look like World War II Germans with las guns. Yeah,
right.
They were mine. I mean, this is for anyone who's an old GWer will know this. This is back when you could go in and buy metal miniatures by weight. You just picked them up, put them in a bag, and weighed them, and you paid by weight for the amount of metal. Got some bargains back then.
I can't say I ever knew that was a thing.
And cool stuff like, I remember I tried a Night Goblin army for fantasy for a while, and I had some wolf chariots, and they'd miscast. There was a big hole in the side of the wolves. Took them back to the shop, and the guy just went, "Yeah, cool. Open the box. There you go. Just have them. No worries." Whereas now it's like, "Oh no, customer services. You've now got to send the miniatures back." Because penny pinching, it seems anyway.
But like we kind of said, it's become a corporation.
Yeah.
So what you could get away with as a sort of a subsidiary of the main company, you can't get away with when you're a part of the corporation of GW. You know, it just can't be done. Where the manager might have had a bit more say in what happened in their store, it's not a thing anymore. This is what we do. You get in line, and that seems to be kind of how it's gone, you know.
But it's like the so back in the day in the White Dwarfs, you'd have these really, really cool battle reports, and the you'd have like these windows. You'd have pictures of the battle top with little circles for each of the soldiers and stuff, or squares for the units and whatnot. And yeah, it was very simple Microsoft Paint-esque artwork, but it was easy to follow. It was fun. And then White Dwarfs just became a games catalogue. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, it is their own way of selling the miniatures that they
Yeah.
were showing you in that battle report. It wasn't really to show you the battle report, it was to show you the miniatures that they were using.
Look at this new rule that this can do. And, okay.
Yeah.
And it's. I think the big thing from it is, and I'll probably sum this up again at the end of the podcast, but it's lost its soul a little bit for me. And that's my biggest issue with it.
I think anything gets big enough, it loses its soul.
Yeah.
You know, with the best intentions, when something gets so big that it can't be one person driving it anymore, then you get so many more opinions, and it becomes something which, you know, the originator probably would never have wanted or never
Star Wars.
Sorry. You could. All right, yeah, we could use Star Wars as a thing of it. Yeah, exactly.
One day, Mickey Mouse, I'll have my fucking way with you.
You wait for the Sith Mickey Mouse to appear.
Fucking hell. It's a bit of a shame. There's other issues I have, but I feel like we'll do a positive now. We'll mix it up. So 40k.
You have positive?
Oh yeah. No, there's some stuff I still love. So 40k was always my game. I loved Lord of the Rings. I just wish they'd take that rule set and put it into fantasy, and then make a version of it with guns, because it's fucking brilliant. It's so good. I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan. But yeah, so 40k was always my bag. The sci-fi. I still love the lore and the books. Now, they go over the top with the books sometimes. Like the Horus Heresy, there's like, I think it's 100 and something of them now. I can't lose count, but the main core, I think it's about 10 books.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well worth a listen. I recommend everyone has a try of the Flight of the Eisenstein novel, just as a standalone. It's basically 40k aliens.
Right, okay.
It's really good. But yeah, so the lore and stuff I still love, although I do think they've gone against it recently. It's not as grimdark as it used to be. That's a big one for me. Like 2nd, 3rd edition rulebook, 4th edition rulebooks, John Blanche artwork, very oppressive, and I know it's not to everyone's taste, but that always set the setting and the style of it as well. And that's sort of gone by the wayside a little bit.
I think at that time, he was kind of like, this is what our vision of the Space Marines and the world is. And I don't think there's any one artist now that they can point to and say, this is our vision of GW's, you know, the 40k world, you know? Where there was, during Blanche's time, that was the pinnacle. That was the guy who you looked at, and that's what we base everything on, you know? It was...
Well, that's one of the issues I have is any of the artwork now, you can't see who the artist is.
Yeah.
It's all owned by the company. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, that's
it's underhanded, I think. I think anyway. You've got these great creative people. Yeah, it's not yours.
Yeah, that harkens back to, like, I know, going off on one here a little bit, but you've had 2000 AD, they had, like, they were saying, like, when they had these wonderful pieces of art that they had done, and if it didn't make the comic, it ended up getting pushed in the cracks in the window. Yeah. And they were figuring, like, these were, like, beautiful pieces of artwork, and it was treated like, draft excluders by the actual owners, you know. So the artists felt very underappreciated at the time. And I'm sure GW at some point will regret underappreciating the artists, because they'll go on and do other stuff, which...
Yeah.
You know, but it's just it's a terrible statement. It's very sort of like are we actually looking at artist work now, or are we looking at AI because they're not willing to tell us who the artist was?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, is there also part of this? We've got rose-tinted nostalgia glasses on because a lot of the artwork back then, not necessarily just GW as well, but is hand-drawn.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's a lot of stuff on computer, tablets and stuff. Does that make a difference?
Yeah, I don't know. Using digital art to do art, I don't think is as big a jump or a change.
Yeah.
Because like some of the traditional artists have just moved over to digital art because it's so much quicker for them to, do the same work, because they've got preset brushes and what have you, So I know like Jim Burns moved over to digital art. It took him ages apparently, because he was an old, full-on painter and drawer, an artist, and moving over to digital he found quite hard. But I think once he did, I think by the sounds, it was like, this is the way of the future. Unfortunately, it's a, No,
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
No.
But there's something, looking at John Blanche's stuff in particular, it's very visceral because you can see all like the sketch lines where he's gone off a little bit, and whereas some of the new stuff's very clean, and some of it does lean into the grimdark a little bit, and I'm happy when you see those, but it just doesn't. I don't know, hasn't got the same charm. But again, I could be very biased.
And you do come from more of an art background than myself.
Yeah.
Like my art background is I used to eat crayons when I was in play school.
I was doing that at uni. Don't worry.
I used to eat crayons in high school too, but
Oh man. But
you do come from a much more knowledgeable base where it comes to the art than I do. So
I don't know about knowledgeable. Definitely more arty background because I've sad enough to have studied it, but don't know about knowledgeable.
Exactly. That's kind of what I meant. Is you've studied it.
Yeah.
I can't draw a circle. I can't draw a square. It's
that's all right. You don't need to. Don't need to draw that. But it's so. Yeah, again, but that could also be because I've fallen out of love with it. And don't get me wrong, occasionally I'll see some of the artwork. Like, for example, Curse City. I will still buy stuff occasionally. The Curse City box set, the artwork on it's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And it fits the theme, it sells that sort of dark, oppressive, shadowy city that you got to go through and sort of dungeon quest through. And it works. It's not all bad. Just the mainstay, it just seems very clean and it's not very grimdark, and that's my biggest issue because it is a grimdark. It's a horrible setting. You have all these polished men walking around. Oh, yes, we're going to fight with the enemy and kill the alien. You're like, no, dude. What about the 10,000 souls that are sacrificed every day just to keep the emperor alive on his golden toilet throne? It's vile. It's a horrible place to be.
Golden toilet throne.
Yeah, it's basically a commode. I was a hardcore guardsman. The Space Marines are mutants.
Okay, yeah.
Humans have only got one heart. Bring the Inquisition on. Let's do it. But no,
they're all all the Space Marines are Gallifreyans.
Yeah, basically. And that was something also that never translated into the tabletop as well as well as it probably could have been, but again, I understand the concept and the reasons why. And it was like, if you read Deathbringer novel, so you've got this Necron, this Catan god that appears in it, and it's set in this hive city. 5 Space Marines, I believe, show up, that's it. And they deal with this thing.
Yeah.
And yet, so for me, I would always be like, well, I should have a detachment of 5 tactical Marines with my guard army. That's what it should be. If an entire battle force of Space Marines show up, oh shit, this is bad. Because your average Joe Bloggs human has never seen a Space Marine.
No.
And it never really translated into the tabletop unless... Back then, the shop I went to, the GW shop, did narrative games, which was fantastic. And then with my friends, we always did narrative as well.
Yeah, I suppose that comes into the problem of they want to sell Space Marines.
Yeah, because I've seen that firsthand. A newbie walks into the store, or there was this old lady buying stuff for her grandson, And the guy's like, well, what does he collect? Oh, he's just starting. Right, you want this? Space Marine Battle Force. Like, fuck's sake, man.
Yeah.
150 quid.
I suppose that's the thing. If you make like a, which Space Marines, like you say, in the stories and all, they're the ultimate man.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah.
They're cool, and you only need like a handful to put down a planet, who's rebelling, etc. But in game terms, that means that they only sell 5 Marines, and they can't sell you 200 Marines and these tanks. It's like, why do I need a tank for if this guy can take out all these Tyranids on his own?
Yeah. I remember back in the days, the rules, a bolt gun, I think even a bolt pistol, could take out an orc truck from the front. It was just like, they could kill an avatar of war for the Eldar, a bolter. And you're just like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that might have felt a little bit disheartening.
Oh yeah, if I was an Elder player, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, that's literally my best unit. That's an avatar of war, and the Marine's just gone.
That's half my points gone. So I suppose that comes back down to sort of making it sort of a competitive versus game. It's like trying to make everybody feel happy with what they've got, and ultimately sell miniatures, of course. That's
which again I understand. It's that thing. But then also I will caveat with it could just be fanboy syndrome, and there's that niche thing that only you like. And then it becomes popular, and you're like, "Oh, it's crap now. It's not what it should be."
I think a lot of people shitting on GW. I would say 10% of the people shitting on GW is purely because it's the popular thing to do.
Oh yeah, like on YouTube, you see videos, very provocative titles like, "This is what GW doesn't want you to know," and you watch the video, you're just painting a fucking miniature, dude.
Oh, okay. This is the miniature that will kill GW, and it's it's just some person's sort of third-party version of a Space Marine or something.
Yeah, it's just like, really? That is infuriating because it gets the clicks.
But
yeah,
some people chase the clicks.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, another bad one. So another bugbear of mine is so you've obviously got your core games. You've got Warhammer Fantasy, Age of Sigmar, whatever it's called now, or Old World, I believe. Which I know that pissed off a lot of Warhammer Fantasy fans. Sorry, I can't defend that. I wasn't into it as much. But so you got your 40k, you got your Fantasy. You've still got your Lord of the Rings, which is like, yeah, come on, that's done now, surely. As much as I love that game, that's surely done. This is why. I mean, even back then in 2005, 6, it was like, yeah, the films are done. Like, is this why my infantry costs 30 quid a box? Because you're having to plug this still. Here's a 7th generation orc character that you never saw in the films. Yeah, okay.
No, you did see him. He was the third one back from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's so you've got your core games. They've released these games like Curse City, Blackstone Fortress. Those are the only 2 GW things I own, and they're sort of semi-role-play dungeon delve board game type things with some sexy models. And then they'll release something like that, and it seems anyway. I won't accuse them of this. It seems like it's a deliberately low amount, and then the scalpers come in, buy it all up, and they go, "Oh no, this is the one miniature that everyone wanted. I'll sell that for £50. You tossers." And then those miniatures, just the cool ones that are in there, those boxes, just become available later on. Or even worse, the majority of the rank and file stuff is old GW kits.
Yeah.
And it's even got like, I think there's one in the Blackstone Fortress, and it's got like GW 2001. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not all made for this game.
Yeah. It's like the old world coming back, and all the skeletons were like the old.
Yeah.
The old ones back from the.
I don't think they were unbashful with that one. It's like, really? Everyone for years has been wanting Tomb Kings. Yeah, we'll just give you the same shit. Off you go. There's a couple of new characters. They look different. But, cheers, guys.
One of the things I hate about GW, I must admit, I do actually hate this about GW, is that they play
I'll soundbite that, ladies and gentlemen. He actually does hate something.
I do hate something, and I'm not a hater. It's the FOMO that they play on. That they will release a game that they know loads of people are going to want, and then only make sort of a percentage amount of those games to sell. So that everybody else is going to rush to try and get this game. And once it's sold out, they're not going to re-release it. I hate that.
Yeah.
You know, make enough for everybody who wants that game to get it, or that miniature to get it. You know, it just feels really sort of, you have to be there on the day that it's released. You have to, be online waiting, and like, that's a ridiculous way to run a business. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be making people not get something from you. If they want something from you, they should be able to get it from you.
Or do if you're doing the pre-order thing, do like board games do? Okay, we've sold out, we've got a second run coming, and then maybe even a third or a fourth run.
But even if it was like a pre-order, that would be okay, because then they know how many they need to make. They can make that many to meet the demand. But they don't even do that. It's like, oh, we got like 20,000 of these boxes to sell. Oh, once they've gone, they're gone. You know, you're not gonna see those again. You know. Because like there has been a couple of GW stuff that I have thought, I wouldn't mind that, but I'm not going to fall into this rush to get them because I try not to get triggered into that sort of FOMO, fear of missing out. You know, it's something that I try not to slip into. So I always take my time. But with me, then I usually miss out on getting those things because
to be fair, City of the Damned and Blackstone. I brought those 5-6 years after release. I managed to find a copy that was unassembled, and just that's what I'll have, because I really wanted it and I didn't get it at the time.
No.
And I didn't. To be fair, I didn't save that much. I saved a little bit, but
I don't think even paying what it has a brand new price. It's when it starts going above brand new price to buy an old game, an older game that no one really is. That's when it starts feeling a bit like, I feel ill.
Pricing, that's another issue. Again, caveat, it's a hobby. We will put in as much or as little money as we want to. However, how can a miniature that's worth more points in game be worth more pounds? Because it is. There's no defence for it. Please, if anyone has a defence, put it in the comments, and I will genuinely. I'm not going to immediately go, oh no, you're talking bullshit. I will take it on and I'll read it. But it does seem like if that particular unit that they've suddenly pushed or changed the rules with an older unit to make it better as well. They do this
to make it sell better.
The points go up in the game, and then they go, oh, that's now 40 quid. That's 60 quid for one man. You're like, the fuck, man. Okay, he's a Primarch and he's this big, but that's just that much plastic. That's it. Why is it suddenly like £60?
I think they've taken it from the sort of the computer game market. The pay to win. Market,
definitely.
Where you can get your get this supreme edition of it, and you get this free 200 point army or armor or health or whatever the game gives you. It gives you that extra bonus to go and spend a bit more money to go and buy that. And I think that's most gaming now is that sort of pay to win. But it does feel a little bit cheap when it's. If you want to win, you need to buy this guy. This guy's worth £60 now because that guy the same size is worth like £10. But this guy will win you the game. This guy won't.
I'm looking at it. So Rabute Gulliman. So he's the Primarch of the. I was going to say the Ultramarine. So he's old Papa Smurf. Bless him. Bobby G. So it's one miniature on a big. That's Adeptus Ridiculous. They cope with that. That's not me. But so it's one miniature. He's obviously bigger than a standard Space Marine. He's a Primarch. £44.50 for one. I can get, and I have an example of it here. So that is a 75mm. So that's roughly the same height maybe not bulk, but a height of Gulliman,
Yeah.
£8 off Etsy.
I can't remember exactly how much, but I got right in front of me Guards of Traitor's Toll, and I think that was about 40 quid ish.
For a whole game.
And that's a whole game, and
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
24 miniatures. 36 miniatures. You know, and that's a whole game.
Well, yeah, to give you a comparison then, 36 miniatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 miniatures, a combat patrol Death Corps Krieg, £105. Now, don't get wrong, the sculpts are gorgeous. They are, especially Death Corps Krieg, because they're like World War One.
Yeah, those
trench. They're fucking brilliant, man. And forever they used to just be Imperial armour. You could only get them through Forge World, but £105. Now, fair, again, if we've got the money, we will splash that. But that's the thing, because you're the first company everyone's going to go to.
Exactly.
And it's like, come on.
Miniature hobbyists are to blame for the prices.
Yeah, because we'll pay it. Yeah,
because we'll pay it. Exactly.
Yeah.
If everyone turned around and said, "Stop that! I'm not paying that," the prices would suddenly drop, and it'd be like, "Oh yeah, well, you know, you could get this guy now for half the price or whatever." It's because we're willing to pay it, because you can see other companies are slowly sort of raising their prices up. Maybe not quite to GW's heights, but they are going up.
Yeah.
And I know costs are going up as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I honestly do think a lot of it is based on, well, what are GW selling this for?
Yeah. I mean, I'll give them kudos. So last year, I think they made something like 400+ million profit, and they gave all the staff a payout.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. I was like, that's good. That's good practice.
That was very anti-GW.
Yeah.
That was very...
And from what I understand, they looked after their staff during COVID as well.
Right. Okay.
But then I walk into my local Warhammer store, walk in, there's nothing there. Like, you used to have a table where you could just go and sit and paint. That's not there anymore. There's not the big game table. This is the 40k starter set, this is the Warhammer starter set, and then a third one, which I can't remember what it is. But you're just like, oh, okay. And then most of the stuff they don't stock, weirdly, so you have to order through the online store, into your store, and you're just like, come on, guys. If you're making that much money...
I think they've moved on to a sort of... that's what your hobby store is for you to go and play it.
Yeah.
And then you come back to us when you want to buy stuff. But most people won't do that now.
Yeah.
Most people will be, well, if I'm playing here, I may as well buy this box while I'm here. You know, so I think GW, honestly, I don't think they're that bothered anymore with their stores.
Because I'm really surprised they allow independent hobby stores to get away with the pricing that they do. So a lot of the ones by me will do buyer's price, which is roughly about 20% less than GW.
Yeah.
And GW, I mean, they're still making obviously profit on that.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised they let that slip.
Well, they did for a while, didn't they? They really cranked down on it a few years back. But I think now they've kind of maybe written in that's how much you can sell it for. And it's kind of like, if you want to sell our stuff, this is the amount you can discount it by. Yeah. And that's how much of a hit we're willing to take on our product or whatever. You know, it's...
Well, look, there is... and again, I don't know if this is still the practice. So a friend of mine used to own a game store. So board games, miniature games, Magic the Gathering, all sorts of stuff, role play. He had a 40k section in the shop. Yeah. Just 40k. He was told what he could and couldn't order, what he couldn't put on display. If one box got sold in, it would say, I don't know, Death Watch, and that box had gone. They had to order 2 more in. And the guys go, yeah, but I'm an independent shop. I can't afford to keep that going. And then the rep had come in and going, yeah, we want the GW sign thing here, front and centre. And it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I've heard very similar sort of stories about, you know, they want a certain percentage size of your stock space being their games. Has to be certain areas where you see it straight away, or it's, you know, prominent or whatever. Like we said, as a corporation, they're not the friendliest of companies. Yeah. And I think we have to get over that image of them being that friendly. You walk into the store, someone will show you around, show you how to play the games, etc. That's days gone. We have to forget that now. This is not the same company as maybe you and I, maybe other people grew up with. That just is not that company anymore. And to be fair on GW, there isn't another company that's big enough or thing enough to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see Mantic with Mantic stores around the country showing you how to play Mantic games. They just don't have the money to do it, and that's the way business is now. You can't spend 2 hours just playing a game in a store and then walk out. People look at you. That's bad. But back in the day, that's how it used to be.
Yeah, definitely.
They hoped you'd come back and buy something, one day when you got the money, or when But I think the days of it being sort of like a youth centre are long gone.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And I think, and a lot of part of this is, although I have a lot of negative to say, I love the law. Some of the minis I look at and I go, oh, they're beautiful. I won't buy them because I'm not paying 60 quid for something when I can get a... So there's a video coming out, so my second competition, as of time of recording this, I came second.
Hey, you're going up. You're going up.
I was very happy. And that was basically, the rules were a large miniature. And this was someone else's 3D sculpt of a greater demon of Nurgle. Right. With all like the belly busting and the maggots and stuff. Beautiful. The GW one, I make a point of it in the video. It's too comical. And I'm not paying £100 for it.
No.
I got that for, I think it was 26 quid off Etsy. And I think it looks better as well. It looks more gruesome.
Yeah.
And
I honestly can't see, honestly, hand on heart, I can't see why people would buy GW miniatures unless they're playing in a GW store.
Yeah.
Or in a competition of some sort, like that.
Yeah.
If you're playing at home, I honestly can't see why you'd pay the prices. You can get miniatures which aren't identical, but are similar. They've used the same inspiration to make their things, They got their equivalent of, there's companies out there that are making a whole business on doing equivalent armies, one-page rules. And
now got miniatures coming out.
Exactly. Yeah. So why... I don't understand it. I wish someone could tell me why people do it, because I don't understand. If you're not playing in a competition, you're not going to their stores with your miniatures, why would you do it to yourself?
Loyalty, I suppose. That's part of it. If this is the first intro to the hobby, and you've had a really good experience.
Yeah.
Because I stuck with it for years.
Yeah.
And then I just realised how much it was costing, and I can't afford this.
Can't say I've ever been loyal to a company. If something isn't giving me what I want, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm giving them my money. They need my loyalty. I don't need to give them my loyalty. They need to earn my loyalty. I feel very much that way. The company has to do the work, not me.
Yeah.
Because the company, in the end, needs my money more than I need their stuff, because I can go somewhere else.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I do think, and again, I could be biased on this, I think the law is a big part of it.
Yeah. I think maybe that could be it. But I still don't get why people wouldn't buy proxy miniatures.
See, but I'm wondering if you've read a book, you've seen the artwork of, let's say, someone like old Rabute Gulliman. You know what he looks like.
Yeah.
And then you got the miniature that is him, and you're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But all right, I'm gonna flip it now, so I can try and see this. So Rangers of Shadowdeep,
Yeah.
I'm in up to my neck with Rangers of Shadowdeep. I'm wading through the mud, and I don't have to use the official Rangers. I don't feel like I have to. So that's why I think I find it strange that people who are indoctrinated into GW, why they feel the need to have that Ninja.
To defend the GW lot, then.
Yeah. This is what I want, because I don't understand. I honestly don't understand it. It's not me just trying to cause an argument, you know.
So with Rangers in particular, it's not really. I mean, I've played a little bit of it now. I'm trying to think. I can't think of a miniature or a unit that is solely Rangers. Like a Gnoll is a Gnoll, a Goblin's a Goblin. You know, if you've got a Space Marine in power armor, an Imperial Guardsman. Because fuck your Astra Militarum, it's Imperial Guard, you tossbags. Or a Chaos Warrior.
Yeah,
they have a very unique look. And Rangers Shadow, unless you might be able to tell me if I'm wrong here, but I can't think of a unit that is specific to that game.
No.
And if you want it to look exactly like it is in the artwork, you go to GW, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a 10-year-old defense, but
you know, I can see it. You know, I can, but I it must be me, because to be honest, like I wouldn't mind playing, like say if I was playing 40k, it wouldn't worry me if I was using Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
It wouldn't worry me. You know, they're Space Marines. There you go. You know, Stormtrooper running across the thing. You know, and maybe that's just my mindset is different to, you know, people who are solely, you know, focused on one thing. My mind is very sort of skittish and jumps around anyway. So so if I had Stormtroopers being Space Marines, that would suit me, because that's two different things.
Yeah.
You know?
It's, I don't know, it's a strange one.
But I must say, loyalty to a company ends when the company stops treating you well.
Yeah.
You know, don't fall into the thing. You know, don't be with that person who needs the branded shoes or the, you know.
The Warhammer. This is your bag. It's a satchel.
Yeah, you know, don't be that guy. They're just fleecing you now. You know. Try and have some common sense. Speaking as an old man here, speaking to my young children. Have some common sense.
Saying that, I did see a Nurgling plushie, and I was like, that looks pretty cool. That does look pretty cool, to be fair. I haven't bought it. I haven't bought it. I got the Cthulhu one instead. But yeah, it's a strange one, man. It's and I remember back in the day they were, and again, this is because the company's grown, and it's not about making lots of money. It's about making all the money, like every corporation. But back in the day, you could kit bash stuff. Yeah. Especially orcs, there's some really cool creations people came in the store with. Yeah. And now, you know, and this goes on to something that another bugbear of mine is, I don't know if this is deliberate. Because I'm conspiratorially minded, I'm going to say, yeah, it blooming is. Why are their miniatures so, like, did another worldly being create this is how they go together? Because you get the instructions and you're like, fucking hell, okay. I struggle with IKEA furniture. I read the GW stuff and I'm like, what? What goes where? But then, like, you'll have, so if I was a miniature, you'd have a cut here that goes down, but under the torso, and then just straight up. And it's like it's designed so I can't kit bash it. Like, I've got to build it and then chop it up, and then I'm going to fuck it up, and I can't just, like, put an arm here, a head from this kit or whatever. It seems deliberate. I don't know if it is.
I think it's that era of they've moved away from, you know, the orcs having all their loose arms and you can stick the arms on regardless. Yeah. They have moved on to a very, this is how they look and this is how they should look. And I wonder if most GW fans are quite happy with that, because it is the way it is on the box.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of GW fans, if like you said, it is a certain way, something's meant to look a certain way, well, this is making sure that it does look that way, because it only fits together that one way.
I'll give them as well, so sometimes the cuts are done in such a way so where the two pieces would stick, you can't see that joint, which is brilliant. Yeah. But some of it's, like, I've seen some of the Space Marine characters, so you got the legs, and then it's, now you got to glue the pauldron thing on the front. Why? Why is that not just one cast? Yeah. Do you want me to buy more glue? Because that's where my mind's now going. Like, is this shit deliberate? Because it's not so I can match up different knee pads, what's the point? Is it just to go, oh, so now we've got, look, this set, this miniature that's £60 or whatever, it's got a 4th sprue. That's why. Look at all the plastic in it, and you're like, yeah, but half of that could have just gone on that sprue, and I'd have had one. So I don't know. As I say, I am a very jaded old man when it comes to 40k, but
I get what you're saying. I'm wondering if it's, do they think some people actually enjoy putting the miniatures together? So the more bits that they have to glue on, that's an extra. Wow, that's a cool bit. I think they're out of touch if they do think that. But maybe they do think it's like a Gundam kit. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you know, you fix.
But it's not as precise as a Gundam kit.
No.
Like, and I remember the days where Space Marine, stick his bolter on, stick his backpack, off you go.
Yeah.
And all like this. That was perfectly fine.
Or you did have the arms sometimes that were separate that you could stick there, you know, so they could have 2 bolters, you know, 1 bolter in each hand. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
It's like, I mean, I've said this to friends. I'm going to chuck this out here now. So, as of recording, ladies and gentlemen, it's the 7th of October. The Primaris Marines came out a while ago, and the Marines went bigger, and they do look cooler. They've got different variations and stuff. I still think silly overpriced, but they do look cooler. And again, convoluted, putting together. Fabius Biles come back in the lore. We're going to get Primaris Chaos. Calling it. He's going to do something in the lore, get the Primaris G. We're going to have big chunky Chaos all of a sudden. So get rid of all your old Chaos that you can't use. They'll eventually be phased out. Fuckers. Fuckers. Because they've done this shit before.
Okay.
I did a tournament.
Okay.
And they stole an idea off me.
Shh. And breathe.
No, man.
Breathe.
It's annoying. It's really annoying. Oh.
It is quite funny to see your irritation just.
It really does my tits in, man. Because I love it still. There's a bit of it that has got a lot of love, and I see kits and I go, oh, shall I just get it? Because that would be cool to paint. No.
Yeah.
No. Oh, that'll get me a load of views on YouTube. No, not doing it.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
And it must be said that the miniatures, they are very precisely made.
Sometimes too precise, I will say.
They're very clean,
yeah.
As in the corners are cut, the angles are nice, but yeah, there's too much detail on them.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Too many ropes.
Yeah, you just don't need to faff around with that much. You know, you don't need them to be wearing like Mr. T medallions hanging around their necks. Yeah. You know, it's like you don't need it. You know.
So I've got a question. Anyone working for GW or used to and knows the answer? Space Marines, we know that they can maglock guns to their armour. Why have they got leather pouches?
Leather does seem.
Why have they got bandoliers? Why have they got bandoliers on the bolt guns? They can just go clunk. It's just wankery that I don't need when I'm painting. It's just, I look at it and go, oh, it's another fucking leather strap here. We have bollocks to it.
I do wonder when they're carrying all of these like grenades and all on their bodies, like they got like 25 grenades. I think, shit, if you get shot, mate, you're taking out half your squad.
Yeah. You know? I mean, no, to be fair, the leather pouches, I'll take that back because a bolt gun, the size of a bolt round, they clearly hold like 10 rounds each, so they need to carry a lot of ammo. Because they'd all be out of ammo within the first 5 minutes of a firefight. Be like, oh shit.
Just single feeding the whole time.
Yeah, as I say, it's a strange one. I love it. I love the lore, the setting. I wish it was more grimdark.
That's a big thing for me. Is I never loved the lore, so
yeah,
I never got sucked into it like other people do. Some people get really sucked into it, like it sounds like you did at one point. And it's like
for lore-wise, I'm still sucked into it. To be fair,
exactly. Yeah. I never had that, so I think maybe that's why I never had a love for their games. It's because I never loved the lore, so you know I could, you know.
See, weird. I'm wondering, does this go back to sitting in the old workshop shop painting? Not necessarily always painting GW stuff, but having the manager just telling me facts or reading the story snippets out the codexes. And we just, me and the 4 other kids painting, we'd be like, oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it is nurturing the future, and yeah, that's why I think you, not me so much because I never used to go into the GW stores, but you and a lot of your generation have got such happy memories of what it was and a lot of bile for what it is now.
Bile.
It's because
it's a good word.
Thank you. It's it's such a titanic shift for you, from it's very nurturing, come in, paint, enjoy this, to here's the stuff, get out. It's literally, it feels like now they don't want you in their store.
Maybe it's because all these fans of 3rd edition were there at that sort of real proper start of it. Maybe it's because we're all hitting a midlife crisis. Everything we loved as a kid is now fucked. Everything.
Yeah.
Disney's got hold of most of it and screwed it. Nothing is sacred anymore. We're not allowed nice things anymore.
See, it's your generation getting old. It is. You got the rights.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Now you screwed it all up.
Yeah, man. Fucking. After all those cool things I had, they're all shit now. That's why I think the new Battlestar Galactica could piss me off if they go ahead with it. But Babylon 5 is sacred. They can't touch that. Yes! But yeah, anything else? Star Wars, that's gone the exact same way. They are milking the dead, emaciated cow of fucking Star Wars. They are every drop out of that thing. Yeah. Come on, let's get me some more.
And like pre-Disney opening it, I was quite excited with there's this sort of time when the Galactic Republic sort of fell and what have you. It's going to be really interesting now to fill in this gap.
Yeah, man.
And now it's sort of got there. It's like, I don't care.
The old expanded universe.
Yeah.
The Yuzon Vong Wars. Shit like the Mara Jade. No, you're not having any of that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can have Kylo Ren. All right. Cheers, mate.
Great. We all want the broody emo vampire wannabe.
Oh, bastards.
Twilight in space.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That is what it became. Yeah, it's a weird one, man. I love it. I adore it. I adore the setting. I love what it used to be. I just don't like it now. It's why you won't see videos of it on my channel. I did a bunch of shorts because I did the original Horus Heresy chapters,
right,
for a display piece for someone. I painted a large-scale Todd McFarlane Guardsman I got bought for Christmas. This competition, you could technically argue, it is a Greater Nurgle Demon, but it's not a GW one. It's someone else, some beautiful sculptor, designer has created this.
It's a beautiful sculptor.
They are a beautiful person for designing it.
Did you see them?
I've not, and I think I did a lore video on Nurgle and the cosmic horror aspects of it, but I've never. I've had people say, what would you do, Space Marine? No. I've painted that many of them as well. I do genuinely pick them up, and occasionally I'll try them, and I'm like, fuck it now. And I did a display sprue for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not me anymore. I'd rather paint something different.
I don't come over to my channel asking me to do GW stuff. It's too rich for my poor man's blood.
Actually, no, technically the android that you gave me.
Yeah.
The two of them, they're the most recent GW.
I did buy some. Oh god, it must be about a year ago now. I bought some gut rippers, like goblin people. Yep. So I did, but I have bought them in the. I bought them in the last couple of years. So there you go. I have bought GW, but it's kind of just because I quite like the look of the orc models. Because.
And that's my thing. If I see something I really like there was this new mod quite recently, Pox Commander. It's like a Nurgle. He's dirty looking. He's got the big distended belly, big sword behind his back. And you look at the model, and it's not filled with seals and badges and things. It's very plain. You can express yourself on the mini. I saw it. And I was like, oh, that's beautiful. How do I buy this? It's part of a £120 set.
Wow.
Okay. Let's go on eBay. Scalpers. Yeah, I'm not paying 60 quid for it. Go suck a dick.
No, I was
laughing till it comes out.
I was laughing because of the way you said dirty. It was very sort of Christina Aguilera. That's it.
Oh yeah, that kind of dirty. Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like
Everyone's got to have a bit of pox in their life. It's good.
No? Yeah.
Pustules?
You'd be one of the few people walking around during the Black Plague going, "Yeah, sexy."
It just wouldn't affect me. I'm like, that's fine. I get ill once a year. I'm like, yeah, I'm alright. You immune to this? Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
But yeah, to sort of like cap it off, I love it. I do love it. I love the lore, the setting. But I am rose tinted glasses. I like the John Blanche days where it was gnarly and grimdark. Yeah. And occasionally I'll listen to like a nice lore video where they go through like what the average life of a human would be like in say a hive city, and you go, that's disturbing. It's good.
You love the story and the aesthetic more than you love the product.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like I said, so my closing thing is I never was really into it, so I can't really give you a rose-tinted glasses version of. All I ever saw was expensive miniatures, you know. So that automatically turned it off for me because, you know, it wasn't for me then. Saying that, back in the day, I used to love the old Chaos Warrior GW Citadel ones, when every Chaos Warrior looked completely different to the other previous one. You know, I loved those metal miniatures. So, yeah, maybe I have got a fondness for GW back in the day, but it's nothing that I couldn't move on from, which a lot of people can't move on from.
So this is viewers won't know, we're sorting out a day where we're going to meet up and go to Warhammer World. I've never been.
They weren't there said.
Thing is, though, I know what's going to happen. We're going to walk through. I'm going to see the beautiful displays. Go, this is fucking amazing. Will you just let me take a video, you toss bags? And then I'm going to get to the shop and be like, but I'll pick up Mortarion. I know I will. I'll be like, £80, is it? It's fine. I'll buy that. Shh, it's fine.
Yeah,
I know. I was
wondering if there'd be like posters up of you outside. Don't let this man in.
Yeah.
He will not appreciate us.
Oh man, no, I do love it. It's just, it's a love hate.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going there. You know, let's see what GW has to offer and see if they can win me over to the dark side.
Probably not.
I doubt it.
Nah.
But it'd be interesting to see.
You'll fall in love with it until you get to the shop at the end and go, how much?
Yeah, I love it, but you know, I don't love it that much. You know, that's my child there.
Literally, yeah.
It's like, yeah, wow. Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't know. I'll be honest, not as vitriolic as I thought this episode would be.
I honestly thought that halfway through we'd have to start getting the beeper out to censor you, to be honest.
I'll tell you what, we should do a Star Wars episode. Because there will be a point where I'll just put a red filter over my half of the screen and I'll zoom in. I'm just going in.
Yeah, see, now that I do have memories of, and that is my childhood. So maybe if anything can raise my blood pressure a bit more, then you know, that might be the subject. No. No.
Yeah, I'm done with that franchise.
Just no.
Yeah, man. And it's a weird, like, I'll get one of my friends to comment on this video for this end bit. You know me well. You know how much I loved Star Wars. Fucking hate it now. Hate it with a passion.
Yeah.
You money grubbing bastards. Yeah. But I'm happy as a Sith Lord. I am a designated Sith Lord. I'm happy because we fucking won in the end. Rey Skywalker was a Palpatine. Fuck you, Jedi. Because you know that bitch is turning.
No, she's not Palpatine. She's Skywalker. She chose to be a Skywalker.
She said the name, but we all know what her blood type is. She's a dirty evil Sith.
You can choose who you are in this world.
Doesn't change what you are.
Yeah.
Oh man, the expanded universe, I fucking love that. So good. Oh, we'll have to do a Star Wars one, man. that just because there's a lot of love there as well. There's a lot of stuff I fucking love about it.
Yeah. See, I'm 50 now, and it's kind of like that was my youth.
Yeah.
You know, because I was born when it was new. It was like, So yeah, Star Wars.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back. We're GW.
Yeah, look, if you love it, I'm not judging. But please go do you, enjoy yourselves. It's your hobby.
He is judging you.
I'm not judging. I'm not.
He's judging you.
I think you got more money than sense, but no, it's your hobby. Do what you want and enjoy yourself with it. There are other people out there though who do good games, and also maybe we could start some sort of movement on YouTube where we just get rid of the bullshit. I'm sick of seeing Warhammer 40k or GW in the title, and it's nothing to do with it.
That'll never stick.
No, it won't. It won't.
There's too much bullshit around.
I'd be good to do my Kit Bash episode for the old Obliterator. I was like, should I put it in the title? I was like, well, no, it is a Chaos Obliterator, but my take on it. But I felt bad about that because I didn't want to do this is the miniature GW should have made. Fuck off. I've not eaten yet. I'm hungry. That's what it is.
He's a happy man. He's a happy man.
I'm actually a pretty chilled out human. It's just there's a couple of subjects, and I go, nah, not having this. Yeah. So we got actually when we did the live painting stream, the shit we can't talk about.
All the shit that we couldn't fit into the other ones.
That's what we should do. We should paint and talk about Star Wars.
Wow.
Okay,
that's one way to kill out your painting, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Just die, you miniature!
Yeah, the brush will be chucked down for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to pick a violent subject to paint.
I think I might do my sculpting then, because I could just bash the clay, beat it up, and I'll be like, oh, it's fine. It's okay.
Dear.
But no, I think have we addressed the elephant in the room?
Yeah. As much as it's ever going to get addressed. I think if you love GW, you'll always love GW.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you got taste.
Wow. I'll pair that up with what he started at the start. I've got no dog in this fight. Yes, he fucking has. Winding me up so I look like the bad guy, you.
Yeah. Just remember what he said, all these nasty comments that he said to your beloved GW.
Oh yeah, I stand by them. It's overpriced shite.
When we come up and visit GW, remember he's the one.
Can you imagine we get there and they're just like, yeah, I've seen you podcast, you're not coming in. Like, dude, it only got 80 views. Yeah, we saw it. Get the fuck out.
We were one of them. That would be. That would actually be, a good thing to have on your headstone anyway. I was refused entry into
Oh man. No. Yeah. But thank you very much for watching and indulging us. At some point we're going to be doing a painting stream for a bit of laugh where we'll talk about random stuff. Probably if I'll figure out a way we'll do it live. And you can just chuck questions at us and we'll answer them for a laugh.
Yeah.
Anything not on topic? I'm not bothered. I'll answer.
Yeah, I'm quite easy. So if you want to ask a weird question, go ahead. This is the time.
How many tentacles is too many tentacles? There is no answer to that.
In my case, it would be any tentacles is too many tentacles. In his case, just plaster it with tentacles. You don't need to see a body; just have tentacles. And the worrying thing is he doesn't even deny it.
Tentacles good.
Are they?